What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. And today, we're going to be discussing the four black men who escaped from a Virginia prison, which was really a work camp. These guys were, I think they said they had under 10 years left to serve. And all four of these guys went missing off of this work camp, which was completely low security or minimum security. And Corey Branch, Tavares Graham, Lamont Wilson, and Kareem Shaw have all turned themselves in. None of them were captured, you guys. All four of them walked back up to the jail, knocked on the door and said, "Can you let me back in?" I'm gonna do a little bit of reading from the article because obviously there's no news coverage on this at all, which I found extremely odd, but I'm going to tell you why here at the end when I get done reading this. It says, all four inmates who escaped a minimum security prison satellite camp in Virginia over the weekend are now back in custody. The U.S. Marshal Service and Federal Bureau of Prisons announced Wednesday. The inmates were discovered missing from the satellite camp of the Federal Correctional Complex, Petersburg in Hopewell, Virginia, around 1:45 a.m. Saturday, the Bureau said in the news release Saturday, Tavares Graham, Corey Branch, Lamont Wilson, and Kareem Shaw left the minimum security camp around 10 p.m. Friday. It was a couple of hours before their absence was detected. Senior Inspector Kevin Conley of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force said. Graham returned to the camp and surrendered early Sunday. Branch and Shaw surrendered Tuesday. Officials said Willis surrendered at Petersburg Minimum Security Facility on Wednesday, officials said. An internal investigation into the escape is underway. Bureau officials did not release any details about the escape, but said Saturday that the internal investigation has been initiated. According to the Bureau's website, its minimum security satellite camps have dormitory houses and limited or no perimeter fencing. They provide inmate labor to the main institution to off-site work programs. The U.S. Marshals Service and the Bureau continue to investigate and will relay findings to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Richmond, Conley said in a statement. Graham, 44, was sentenced in the Eastern District of North Carolina for 10 years of possession with intent to distribute 500 grams of cocaine and 28 grams or more of cocaine base. The possession of a firearm, furthest of a drug trafficking crime. Branch, 41, was sentenced in the Eastern District of Virginia to more than 13 years for possession of intent to distribute fentanyl and a felony possession of a firearm. Willis, 30, was sentenced in the Eastern District of Virginia to 18 years in possession of concealing a stolen firearm, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Shaw, 46, was sentenced in the Western District of Virginia to more than 16 years for conspiracy to possession with intent to distribute a measurable quantity of heroin. Now, let me say this, you guys. After doing a little research, the reason why this thing didn't get no fanfare, why the news isn't covering this like you would think they would cover four escaped convicts, because number one, these guys are nonviolent. Number two, which is the biggest goddamn thing, is that this happens all the time on these low minimum work camps. Somebody within the department, the prison of the prison in Virginia, the federal prison, somebody leaked this. Usually these guys turn themselves in. All what happened here is, you guys, which I knew something wasn't right, it wasn't adding up, is basically these guys went and got some nookie, a little piece of cookie, because on these low minimum work camps, people walk off all the time, you guys. Believe it or not, from the research I've done and started looking into, because I just couldn't figure out how in the hell these guys just were able to just leave. But the incompetence on some of these prison camps is at an all-time high. I had a couple people in my comments who said they work at prisons. I actually have a buddy who works at a prison, and they'll tell you, not everybody on the job is fit for the job. You have people go on these jobs, they go to sleep, they're on their cell phones. They said that they have roving like guards, like in trucks that kind of surround the prison, the guards around the prison. But these guys will take breaks, man. They on Instagram, Snapchat, they laughing and dancing and playing, and they making TikToks. You'd be surprised what's going on. The American prison system is a complete shambles, y'all. And let me say this about Corey Branch, Tavares Graham, Lamont Wilson, and Kareem Shaw. These brothers are completely over sentenced. Like the sentencing for these black men, it's too much. I want to ask y'all a question, and you can tell me down in the comment section. Do you think that drug dealers should get the same time as pedophiles or serial rapists? Because I don't. I think you can rehab a drug dealer. A lot of these drug dealers growing up, like I grew up in the inner city in Dallas, and I stay in California. And, I've been in the inner city and I've been around drug dealers, off and on my whole life. I know, friends and family members, obviously, But some of these people be decent people. I'm telling y'all. They ain't as bad as you might think. You can rehabilitate a lot of these people, but they're giving them so much time, you guys, that when they get out, it's tough for some of these people to even readjust to regular society because they did 17 years for selling some crack. Come on, man. These brothers deserve a chance to get out. And I understand, I ain't saying they shouldn't get no time, but there shouldn't be these 17, 18-year sentences for drugs, man. When you have the pharmaceutical companies who are diabolical with the things they're doing with drugs, the crimes they get away with. We see the commercials. Did you take the Zaxafield? Did your right knee fall off? I mean, it just be ridiculous. And they already know the side effects because they've already tested it on people before they even release the drug to the public. Like I said, y'all, I'm not saying these brothers don't deserve, just to do a little time. But they giving these brothers far too much time. And these brothers are having to serve these long times. And these brothers just walked off that camp and went and got some nookie. And they never thought it would go nationwide. But somebody at the prison leaked it. Somebody at the prison was like, hey, man, this is some bullshit. The incompetence here is ridiculous. And somebody obviously leaked it out to the public. That's why the news really wasn't following this that hard. That's why you probably don't even know that they were captured. Let me tell you this, guys. Today is Sunday, the 26th. These guys turned themselves in, I think it was, I want to say the 22nd. So they've been back in custody for almost 4 days. I didn't find out till yesterday. I was going to make a video last night, but I got kind of busy. But this is ridiculous. This is why nobody's really following this. They're not on top of this. That's why the news is not really covering it that hard, because this happens all the time. These guys wait till a guard go to sleep, or they kind of, when you're a prisoner, you can just kind of wait and you can watch people's habits. And they know this certain guard will come in there and this motherfucker take a nap for an hour and a half when he get there. So they kind of knew when people were leaving, and these guys were able to just walk off. There's no sensors, there's no fences, there's no anything, you guys. But like I said, it was just 4 brothers trying to get a piece of nookie, aka a piece of cookie. But I just want to touch base with y'all and let y'all know these guys have been not captured. These guys have turned themselves in. They knocked back on the prison door and said, I'm back home. And they're not going to give these guys no massive amount of more time. These guys will basically get another, who knows, 12 months, 15 months. But they're already doing 160, 180, 230 months. They're doing such long months. So for them, it's probably worth it, y'all. But hit that like, man. Hit that subscribe. I just took y'all as one hell of a 4 brothers just trying to get a piece of nookie ride. Peace.